Throughout history, humanity has often been gripped by moral panics and irrational fears. Today, we'll explore some of the most notable instances, starting with a drink many of us can't live without: coffee. Believe it or not, coffee was once considered the devil's brew. Its journey from Ethiopia to Yemen in the 1400s saw it embraced by Yemeni Sufis for religious practices. However, it faced bans in Mecca and Cairo due to fears of radical thinking. Even in Europe, coffee was denounced by clergy until Pope Clement VIII endorsed it. Next, let's talk about Christmas. In the 1600s, the Massachusetts Bay Colony outlawed Christmas festivities due to the chaos they caused. By the 19th century, cities like New York and Philadelphia saw Christmas as a time for dangerous mob actions, leading to the establishment of modern police forces to control the disorder. The early form of immunization, known as variolation, faced significant opposition despite its success in controlling smallpox. In 1721, public inoculation campaigns in Boston led to America's first anti-vaccination movement, fueled by religious objections and safety concerns. In the early 20th century, canoes became a popular romantic escape for American youth, leading to a moral panic. The term canoodling was coined, and authorities in cities like Minneapolis imposed curfews and patrolled waterways to curb the perceived misconduct. Straw hats became a fashionable accessory in the 19th century, but wearing them past September 15th led to violent confrontations. Known as Felt Hat Day, this unwritten rule sparked riots and even instances of individuals pulling guns to protect their headgear. Medical dissection in the 18th century led to one of America's biggest riots. Known as the Doctors' Riot of 1788, it was sparked by the practice of grave robbing for corpses. The riot resulted in over 20 deaths and led to laws prohibiting grave robbing. The Brooklyn Bridge, an iconic New York City landmark, experienced a tragic panic just 6 days after its opening in 1883. A stampede caused by fears of the bridge collapsing led to 12 deaths and hundreds of injuries. Zoot suits, popular in the late 1930s and early 1940s, became a symbol of racial tension. In 1943, mobs of white servicemen attacked Mexican-American youths wearing zoot suits, leading to riots that spread across the country. Ancient Romans had a moral panic over Christianity, leading to horrific punishments. However, the popular image of Christians being fed to lions in the Colosseum is more myth than fact, popularized by later accounts. Such tales were popularized by what came to be known as the Acts of the Martyrs, accounts of the sufferings of early Christians, compiled after Christianity became the Roman Empire's official faith. During the Vietnam War, heroin addiction among American servicemen led to a moral panic back home. By 1971, almost half of US Army enlistees in Vietnam had tried heroin, prompting President Nixon to create the Special Action Office of Drug Abuse Prevention. The idea that so many servicemen were addicted to heroin led to a moral panic back home and horrified the American public. From coffee to Christmas, and from medical practices to fashion, moral panics have shaped our history in unexpected ways. Understanding these events helps us see how fear and irrationality can influence society.